Hey guys, so I want to do a quick breakdown of the last trade I took on gold. That was on Thursday stroke Friday, and how I arrived at that bias and how it played out. So yep, so gold was bearish, yeah. Gold was bearish on the higher time frame. My higher time frame starts from the 4 hour um, time frame. So as far as I was concerned, gold was bearish as well as fundamentally, because I also follow the news. So gold was basically, for at the moment, this period, bearish, right? And you see that on the 4 hour time frame, gold changed character, right? Even though it looks more like a liquidity grab, which we are not even sure of at the moment, but mechanically, to me, that's a change of character, and I wouldn't like to confuse myself in any way. So seeing this happen, I know that okay, um, we are bearish, and this range right here from here to here is very long. Like, I mean, I do not really see price even coming here anytime soon. Anytime soon, even if it's going to, it will take a while, right? So even if it's going to my my area of concentration, or my POI for that 4 hour time frame would have been, taking a sell from, somewhere like here, like this breaker block around here, or this supply around here. So basically it just confluences with each other. So depending on the lower time frame, I will have been looking at either of those zones to take a sell in the event that price even gets there. Yeah, but at the moment right now, I ain't waiting for price to come here. That's going to take a while if it does. Yeah, so I know that okay, at the moment we are inside internal structure, super internal structure, and prices, the sellers are basically taking control right now, because of the news, tariffs and all that. People are selling gold, right? Cool. So that I know, and then we've changed character. Simple, very simple stuff. And then all I'm looking for right now are sell opportunities, or let me say, all I was looking for on Thursday were basically sales. Yeah. So after the 4 hour time frame, I move to the 15 minutes. I don't do more than, I go from weekly or daily, then from daily to 4 hour, from the 4 hour to the 15-minute time frame. That is it. And when I take my entries, I take them on the 1 minute time frame. Okay. So now on Thursday, I was looking for sales. Now I could see that okay, yeah, price was trending downwards. We had a break of structure, another break of structure, major one, and then a change of character. And I was like, okay, uh, one thing I know definitely, gold does not have the strength to even push up right now because of news. I mean, what would want to push gold up right now? I mean, there were a series of news events last week that were literally pointing gold down, and showing that the dollar had strength. That's the importance of fundamentals. So, showing that the dollar had strength over gold. So I was like, okay, this is a change of character. Yeah, fine. I might want to say, okay, I'm looking for buys, somewhere in this region, right? But it's not really feasible right now. I don't think that's going to happen. Even the size of this range alone, pushes me off, because I look at the range, I look at the size, I'm like, nah, it's not happening. Okay, so I sit on my hands, all through Thursday, and I'm watching the market. I can see another sweep of liquidity happening here, okay, which means the price is going up, right? I'm saying okay, I think, and then another break of structure, but now this time the break of structure is going into a range, right, that wasn't tested right here, this range from here to here. that wasn't tested, and I know that I am bearish at the moment. So when I am bearish, especially from the higher time frame point of view, I do not really care what happens on the M15, right? As mechanical as I may be with my market structure, when I'm bearish on the higher time frame, I know that whatever is happening on the lower time frame eventually is going to point to that bearish movement one way or the other at the end of the day, and it has to start somewhere here. So looking at this, I know that okay, this would not hold, right? Because if I was going to enter here, right, I would have looked at okay, based on my own trading criteria and everything, this range did not really meet my objective. So yeah, my entry was basically somewhere here, but I take confirmation entries on the 1 minute, so this did not even meet my criteria, so I wasn't in that trade. So sits on my hands, no loss, no win. And then price gets here, like literally gets here, stops, returns back, and I know that okay, something is up. This zone right here is definitely liquidity, because I mean there was a POI here. What happened here? This is engineered. There was nothing you want to tell me at that point. I knew that, and I'm seeing another confluence I like to see, which is what? A breaker block. I like breaker blocks, and when I see the breaker block formation, I'm putting my money on the table, like nah, we are going in, right? So I could see this breaker block right here, because if you want to read it, or let me just move down to the 5 minutes so we can read this particular piece of price action or candlestick action or whatever you call it. So for me, there's a breaker block, but that also led to another thing that gave me further confluence here. So right here, okay, now on 5 minutes I saw this, right? This is an order block, right? Aggressive push up that broke this structure, cool. And then price coming to disrespect, did not really respect that structure, but it did not just fly through it, yeah. Because if price just flew through it, then this right here would have been my entry POI on this side, right? So one will have seen this and not paid attention to what exactly happened here, you would have just entered right here, and you will make a good amount of profits, but eventually price is going to come back up to take you out, not knowing that the main move was right here. So that's why I move from time frame to time frame. I don't just take trades on the M15. So now I saw this, right, and then I know that okay, price did not just fly through it. Price respected it a bit, moved up, but eventually came back, broke that order block. So now it's no longer a breaker block. It's a breaker block in a sense. On the M15 it looks like that, but on the M5, to have a more concentrated entry, what I'm seeing now is a flip zone. It's basically like a supply demand flip, because right here this was demand, right, but all of a sudden this guy tapped into it, wanted to react but did not, broke the structure, which turned this to supply. So that's what I call a supply to demand flip. So I didn't even just mark it from here, because of the nature of the candles, and looking at some of those candles being this is like a move up, right? So this is like bullish. This candle is basically bullish, up, up, and then this looks like indecision. So I would rather just take it from here, right, if I was going to. So that is, I did not need to come down to the M5 anyway to see that, because if you notice I marked the candle on the M15, because from the M15 I could see what was going on, but someone else might look at it on M15 and just see a breaker block without understanding the context of exactly what happened there, right? And so if I was going to come down to break it down, this is what I would have, this would have been my POI, right, on the M5. So but I saw it already on the M15, I didn't need to go down. to M5 to do any of that. And then I also marked this zone out as a just in case, price is not planning to look at this guy. I know that okay, then there's a probability for this guy to hold one way or the other, either this the supply zone, or a Quasimodo reversal from here. I just knew one of those two will most likely happen. So eventually, price just after breaking the structure, despite breaking structure, I should be bullish on a mechanical angle, right? But nah, I was following my higher time frame. So, and my entry, came in from here on M1. So I always wait for confirmation entries on M1 before going into any form of trade at all. I always look for confirmation entries. So on the M1, and it's one of the reasons why I like trading gold, because gold gives me that price action. Like, it will show it to me, I will see it right? So now look, on the M1 I see this is price, right? It's moving. M1 broke of structure, like you wouldn't imagine it here. Some people feel like don't trade M1. It depends on how or why you are trading M1, and if you know how to read market structure. As long as you know how to read market structure, M1 won't be a problem for you. No matter how mad the market moves, it won't move mad enough for you, right? Because I mean, this even looks simple. Come and trade synthetic indices, you will know what mad market movement is. So I mean, synthetic indices basically trained my eye. So I mean, this is basically a break of structure to me, and this is on the M1 here, and this is a change of character on the M1. So now I'm looking for a confirmation entry because price has tapped into my POI. Now I want to see that thing replicate itself on the M1 for me to take a trade, right? So now a change of character or a market structure shift, or whatever you like to call it, I like to call it a change of character, and then seeing this, and then price doing what? Where's my POI? My POI is just right here. If we're going to take this supply, we'll look at the last buy candle before the sell movement. So like the buy to sell. So this candle, the entirety of this candle here is my POI right there. That was my entry, and like this. Then I like to set my targets on the M15. I just find my entries on the M1, find my targets on the M15. Just the same thing every time, but just doing my thing low key, no show off now. Just okay. So my targets, I like to look for a candle above the high. So this is where my entry was. This is where my entry was here. So this is considered, to me, this is my high, because I mean that is where I'm buying from. So I need to be confident that this will hold, right? So I don't just put my stop loss slightly above it. No, I look to the left and I look for the candle above that high, that I know that will invalidate it, because I mean this might be an order block or a breaker block, but price can still decide to come all the way into this zone before moving in its direction. So I always put my stop loss right here like this. So that is safe and sound for me, and I will target 1 to 4, just 1 to 4. I don't go beyond that. 1 to 4 is enough for me. I don't need to catch the entire swing or anything unless I feel like so 1 to 4, and that was the trade. That was the trade for me. Most of the time I will just use an arrow and just like, okay, price do like this and do like this, because I don't, who am I showing off too much for? Like, what's the sense of showing you my profit target? It's just the direction I'm concerned about. And that was it. That was my entry on Thursday. That was my entry. So yep, and eventually we changed character. Now we are moving in the direction of the higher time frame. So next thing is, now where is price going again? I'm still bearish to the best of my knowledge for now, for probably for this week into the middle of this week, I'm still going to be bearish because eventually I see gold moving up a bit, but I'm still bearish overall. So yep, so that will be the next, if I decide to drop another video anyways. So yep, thanks for watching. Bye for now.